All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Quick couple housekeeping notes. We've got the chat box in the bottom right corner of your screen. Feel free to type in whatever you want. I'll monitor. Ben and I can bounce back and forth on questions. We're going to turn it over to Mary Ellen to get us started.
All righty. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to our March. Looking to see which one do I want to share. Our March webinar. Today, we will be speaking with Scott Larkey from Alphabroder Prime, who has a lot of great information to share with all of us, some exciting things happening over at Alphabroder Prime. And so we're going to dive right in, but first, we're going to go over what assets we have added to your websites for the month of March, in case you have not already seen them. So starting off, of course, with your Idea Center, we are talking all about spring trends. I don't know what the weather is like where you are. It's beautiful here in North Carolina. Excuse me, it's also allergies are crazy here. So playing on that, we thought, okay, let's start with spring trends. And what our overall theme, I should actually back up a little bit. Our overall theme this month is showing how you as owners can be that one-stop shopping for all things promo. I know that you all have clients who do only event items with you, maybe just hard goods, or other ones that only do uniforms. So we're going to show you, with the help of Alphabroder Prime, how you can marry those two things. So in our Idea Center, our very first grouping is one-stop shopping for your branding needs. It marries the bright colors of spring in the Core 365. Sorry, I was trying to open that line, along with hard goods in the same color cues, which is really exciting. Scott's going to talk more about that in just a moment. And then also found in your Idea Center, eco-friendly products. We do have Earth Day. Actually, Earth Day is next month, but you got to get ready for it now. You know, everybody is talking about eco-friendly sustainability. So right on trend with that. Retail brands. We're talking about selecting high-end retail brands because you want your clients to know what they put their logo on matters. So piggyback off of some of the higher quality brands. Your brand will be able to piggyback off of that. And then springtime fun, because of course, as we start thinking about going to sporting events, hiking, all the things, we have the products in that. All right, your lookbook for this month is the spring refresh. And I have to say, our designer, Melinda, knocked it out of the park with this one. It's beautiful. The spring refresh, beautiful graphics. We're talking about how, you know, the winter's chill gives way to spring's warmth and sunshine. Your company's branded items should lighten up too. And it just takes them through. The graphics are really cool. The products are awesome. And of course, if you are in the all-in program, the emails that we deploy on your behalf will connect right back to this lookbook. And speaking of that, for those of you that are in the all-in program, here are what the assets look like for you this month. Email number 1 already went out. Fresh spring gear. Lots of fun stuff. You know, as the weather warms up and the flowers begin to bloom, it's time to refresh your team's corporate wardrobe with the latest spring trends. We've got you covered with the best branded products to help elevate your style this season. That's what your clients are seeing. Call to action, shop the collections. The 2 social posts that we do along this theme, Fresh Spring Gear, which was animated and it deployed this week. And then next week, we have the eco-friendly finds, which goes with the other grouping in the Idea Center. Then email number 2 is all about spring adventures await for those We're talking about employee incentive programs for those employees that love the great outdoors. We've got all the great gear for them. And then your true social posts. Excuse me, the allergies are really something today. All right, so that's what we have. Again, we want this whole campaign is really revolving around a great way.
Microphone should be on. You want it?
Okay, you need to mute yourselves.
I'm working.
There we go. That always happens. It's all good. So, but this entire campaign is our thought process around it again is that it is a great way for you all to show your clients that you can provide solutions to all their branding needs, no matter what they are. If it's the apparel, if it's the hard good, you've got what they need. And I am going to stop sharing now and hand it over to our friend Scott. Take it away.
Thank you, Mary Ellen. Let me pull this up here. And Mary Ellen, can you confirm you can see my screen?
I can confirm. Yes, sir.
Super. You know, as Mary Ellen mentioned, this is a great month for us here in the month of March to feature an all-encompassing solution for promotional products and wearables. And it really aligns well with our initiatives. And more importantly, it's very, very close to our new website that's coming out here very soon, which we'll talk about here shortly. But, you know, my objective today is to give you an understanding of our initiative with this crossover from wearables into hard goods with same brands, give you a sneak peek of what that's going to look like, give you guys also a sneak peek of our new website, a couple of shots I have of that new website that's coming very soon. And then also, you know, equip you with a couple of suggestions on how to sell the full encompassing marketing solutions, whether that be to your current customers or to prospective customers. So with me today is Ben Rush, which we'll talk about here in a second. But if you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat box. Ben will be able to answer any questions that you may have. And we'll leave some time at the end of this presentation. I don't expect to take the next 50 minutes for this presentation. But if you have any questions, we're happy to answer those. And feel free to interrupt me as well, too. This can be completely interactive. We welcome that 100%. So before I get started, I want to thank Mary Ellen and Melissa. Thank you for approaching us with this opportunity. I would concur with Mary Ellen. I think the promotional collateral looks really, really good. We really appreciate the effort that went into that. I think it represents our product and the brand very, very well. So thank you both for that. March is a great month as we head into the spring. Lots of opportunities, lots of reasons to pick up the phone and call the customer, remind them of what's new, what's coming, and start planning for the second half of the year. So for those of you that have not had the privilege of meeting yet, my name is Scott Lurkey. I am the Director of Strategic Accounts here at Alphabroder that represents our friends and partners at AIA. I've been with the company now for this will be my 7th year with the company. I was an outside rep here in the state of Ohio for 5 years prior to getting promoted to this role. With me today is my inside counterpart, Ben Resch. That is a photo of him in college. Believe it or not, Ben was a college athlete, which you have to ask about him if you see him in Nashville. He's with me as well today, too. He's my inside strategic account manager counterpart. If you've not had a chance to meet Ben, Ben's new to this group, but not new to the company. We're very fortunate to have Ben with our group. He's one of the best we have. You know, Ben is going to be here for you if you have any questions for quotes, turn times, product ideation. He is your first front line to help with anything that you may need. I'm here as well too, but in full transparency, I do travel pretty consistently across the country. I'm more involved in the granular view of the business, but if I can help in any way, shape, or form, please don't hesitate to get me involved. But again, Ben is going to be your first line of defense. And again, he is here to answer any questions that you may have in the chat box. So before we get started in the presentation, I do want to introduce a new product category that we have, our new brand that we have to the Alphabroder family. This is Ice Shaker. If you're not familiar with Ice Shaker, it is a retail drinkware brand that came out a couple of years ago. If you don't recognize the two muscle men on the left-hand side, to your far left is Rob Gronkowski, multiple Super Bowl winner, pretty public figure. I'm sure you've all probably recognized Rob. If you don't recognize the person standing next to him, that's his brother, Chris. Chris also had a short stint in the NFL. He was a fullback in the NFL, and after his career ended, he started this company. He started Ice Shaker. As you can tell, they're both very much into fitness. He recognized that there was a need in the marketplace for a higher end shaker bottle for those that use protein shakes or supplements when they exercise, and that's where Ice Shaker was born. The brand has expanded pretty significantly beyond just the athlete market, but what we carry right now is 3 of their products: their signature Ice shaker bottle, a standard tumbler, and as you can see here, a half-gallon jug. If you guys watch the show Shark Tank, Chris and his brother were on the show, and as a matter of fact, Mark Cuban is now an investor in the brand as well too. So the brand is certainly gaining momentum. I certainly recommend the product if you're looking for a high-end retail branded drinkware piece that's different than what you've seen in the marketplace. I think we can all collectively agree that this is likely going to have the most success in the athletic space. Think personal trainers, CrossFit gyms in general. But this is also a great application for wellness campaigns or anyone who's just looking for a really high-end drinkware piece. I think you'll be really satisfied. I'm happy to announce to you that we have an exclusive contest. Oh, nice, Andres. We have an exclusive
In the
contest.
athlete that he is.
Yeah. We have an exclusive contest with AIA owners in Q2. So inventory is live now as we speak. It's all in, ready to go for you to sell. For the owner at AIA who has the largest sale of ice shakers in Q2, you will be receiving, and I have it in my possession now. I'm not going to take it out of the box. It's so well folded.
Wow.
A Rob Gronkowski signed ice shaker jersey. So that is his signature. I actually Googled it to make sure and fact check it. So that will be going to the largest seller of ice shaker in Q2. One real quick on there's only one stipulation, guys. The order has to have a minimum sale of $1,000. So if you guys look at the price points here, that should be pretty easy pretty quickly. So it's in my possession. At the end of the quarter, we will be selecting the winner for that. We'll make sure it's publicized, and we'll also get you guys a PDF for that when we get closer to Q2. But I'm excited to announce that. I hope you guys are excited too. Marianne, did you have a question about that?
I did. I do have a question. So I just want you to give us a couple of sentences, if you don't mind. You were kind enough to tell us which spaces might be the most interested, but what are some word choices? Like, what makes this so great? Does it have that little wire?
Yeah, no, it's got
in it, or tell us what makes it? Yeah.
So the actual shaker bottle itself has something that's a little bit unique. It's a unique technology where the shaker isn't an actual ball. It's actually at the roof of the drinkware piece itself. And the reason why they did that is because it helps with the way it was explained to us in PPAI is when it's at the roof like that, it will prevent like the actual powder getting like drinking it after it's been not been completely shaken. So that's unique. It is a double insulated product as well too. They're really big into separating themselves from traditional drinkware pieces with their packaging. So they've got some really unique packaging that makes it nice as well too. But I would say, is there anything that's really unique about the product? You're going to notice there's some embossing with the logo. So I'm going to make sure we call that out as well too, or all the product will have that embossed ice shaker logo on the side. We're going to print on the other side of that, but that is the one thing that's unique. It does have some proprietary technology in the shaker bottle where it's unique from what you see in the rest of the market. But outside of that, the half-gallon jug for the athlete that wants to have plenty of hydration available, that's going to be something cool. In retail, they have a full gallon jug. I'm like, why would anybody need that? You can tell I'm quite the athlete myself. But yeah, the Flex tumbler is going to be a standard tumbler as well. I have it and use it. I'm very impressed with what I've seen so far. But it's going to have like what you would expect to see from a retail product, where it's going to keep product 8 hours cold or 8 hours warm, things like that. But it really isn't intended for warm product. It is intended for the athlete, but it is a multifaceted applicable product. So, but at that price point, here's what I will tell you. There's a lot of drinkware pieces in the marketplace at this price point. You can expect the same level of quality considering the pricing that you see there. So again, by the end of this quarter, you're going to see, thank you there, Ben, for the link there. You are, by the end of the quarter, we will be announcing the winner, and I'm happy to be sending that out. I promise I won't keep it. So I'm a Browns fan.
That was actually my original question. So which jersey is it? The Patriot?
It is not. It is an ice shaker branded jersey, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, and I actually have a video. I have a video of him signing it too. So if you want me to, for fact checking purposes, I'm happy to send that to you as well. So
will he deliver it in person?
If you guys get $100,000 order, I might be able to make that happen for you. That's a lie. I have no control over that. So
It's recorded.
yeah, right. Yeah. So, all right. So before we get started again, the new Alphabroder website is coming very soon. I'm going to hesitate to say when, just because right now it's in pilot program. We've had a select amount of customers that have access to this now, and they're helping us work out the kinks, identify some of the bugs. And I'm happy to say, and I mean it when I say this, that the launch date continues to get pushed back. I think that's a great thing. I think what Alphabroder is doing is the right thing by making sure that this is a smooth transition. We've worked out all the issues. We've been patient with this. I think that's the right approach to such a huge endeavor. But what this new website will entail, for the first time, we're going to be combining both Alphabroder and PrimeLine's website into a single source. So when this is activated and it goes live, the PrimeLine website will go down and everything will be pushed to the Alphabroder website. So both your apparel and wearables and hard goods will all be in one singular resource in one website. I also, just so you know, will be coming to the name PrimeLine as a business will be going away. We'll be switching back specifically to Alphabroder for a couple of reasons, just to make brand identity consistent. Alphabroder Prime is wordy. But the name PrimeLine will not disappear. All of the historical legacy PrimeLine product will be branded as a PrimeLine product, which you'll see in a couple of pages here. So as you guys can see, the website is going to be identical to what you already have experienced with the current Alphabroder website. The only major change that's going to be relevant to AIA is the fact that you'll be able to now source your promotional products on the site as well too. And we're really excited about this very long-term project finally coming into fruition. We've been working on this internally as a company for the last 2 years. This was always part of the long-term strategy of combining our two companies together. Relevant to you guys, just to make you all aware as well too, we will be coming a sole supplier, a sole company as well too in time. So eventually in time, you'll see us transitioning to a single source online through the ASI platform. We'll be a single supplier. We'll make sure that you have all the information that you need so there's no confusion. We've been working with the supplier relations team for the last month to make sure that this is a smooth transition, but it's an imperative for us. It's imperative for us to make sure that all the information that you need is readily accessible, so we mitigate any kind of confusion. So more to come on that, but at this moment, we're just going to talk specifically about the website. I will likely hesitate to answer questions about the site because it's not complete, it's not done, but I'll do the best I can to answer any questions that you may have. So a couple things I want to call out about the new website. Again, it is a full encompassing solution for both hard goods and wearables. So you'll be able to search by color and by brand and then filter out from there. So for example, if your customer's looking for something orange, it's the example I used here. I searched by orange and then I filtered drinkware and polos because your customer's asking you for orange drinkware and polos. Easy to do. You search orange in the search box, filter by drinkware, filter by polos. You've got immediate solutions for both, which I think is great. You can search by brand. In this case, I searched by Dry Duck, but I only want to see their hard goods in that space. So I searched specifically, as you can see on the left-hand side, desk office, drinkware, home entertaining, and sport and outdoors. And I was able to filter like that as well too. So you will be able to easily do that on the new website, which I think is a great tool and a great resource all in one site. Here's an example of what the promotional product page will look like. If you're familiar with Alphabroder's website, it'll be identical to what you've already experienced. As I said before, you're going to see at the very top under BG100, it's going to say PrimeLine Cinch Out Backpack. So like I said, the name PrimeLine as a brand is not going away. The name for the company is going away. So you'll be able to pretty easily identify, was this a legacy Alpha product or Prime? We're trying to make that as easy as possible for you by identifying that as a brand inside the product category. So that's not going away. I'm calling out a couple of things on this web page for you to see. It's boxed in red. The first one I want you to pay attention to is one right there in the middle of the screen, and you're going to see it says click here to see estimated lead times. The feedback we've gotten from our focus groups thus far is that this is a really powerful tool. For the first time, we're going to be able to give you full visibility on the lead times of this product based on input and also where it's coming from. So for example, this product is produced in 3 warehouses in the United States. Of course, keep in mind when we say lead times, it's after proof approvals, to be very clear on that. So no more you have to reach out to Ben. It's completely self-explanatory online, and you can gauge with your customer see on the website, which we think is a great tool. To the left, you're going to see estimated shipping, not going anywhere. That's ready to go now. Our goal in time is to be able to offer you that same solution for apparel as well. Of course, as you can probably imagine, with the amount of SKUs we have on the Alphabroder side, that's going to take some time, but our goal is inevitably in time to offer that same solution on the apparel side as well. And just like it is for apparel on the Alphabroder site, we're going to break down inventory based on DCs for our hard goods as well too. But the same functionality and filtering is going to be readily available for you too. And as you can see underneath this click here to see estimated lead times, you're going to see your MSRP price as well as your net price readily available too. So our goal is to keep things simplified, to adapt what we've already done on the Alphabroder website and just implement the hard goods in the same format that we had for wearables. A lot of products have multiple decoration methods. That will still be available. If you scroll down on this new website, you'll be very easily accessible for you to see. Side tab that gives you your decoration pricing. If you were not aware last year, heat transfer, but printing as well too. The apparel products will automatically default to blank pricing, but some of our competitors have that includes your default from a decoration cost perspective. But for a polo there as well, just see what a hard good piece. But again, it will automatically.
Okay, Scott, Scott,
Yep.
I'm just going to jump in. You're going in and out on us. You keep freezing.
I'm freezing.
You're freezing.
No, that's a bummer.
I know. I think
So
maybe if you stay closer to sometimes when you back up,
Sure.
it freezes. So
Okay, perfect. So as I mentioned, and if I'm repeating myself, I apologize. You'll now have the ability to see the decorated pricing right on the product page. And as it is with the hard goods, you'll be also able to see the in-print methods as well too. So that'll be readily available as well too. And then lastly in this space, updated end user friendly site. So with the new website, you will have a new end user friendly site, which you can see here. It'll be 4 branded promos. That will be apparel and hard goods as well. This is not live, but will be live soon. And we'll make sure to let you guys know when that time comes. So we're really excited for this. Again, one curated website for both apparel and hard goods. Am I good, Mary Ellen? Am I doing all right?
we're perfect.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay close.
All right, so I'm really happy that we had March as a month because it really does align with some of our internal initiatives where we're crossing over apparel brands into hard goods. This has also been a big part of our long-term strategy, leveraging the existing brands we have in apparel and just expanding them into hard goods, which gives you a unique opportunity to offer a full encompassing marketing solution for your end user. There are a lot of opportunities already that exist in our space to mimic or match product based on colors, but historically they're coming from different suppliers. You've got to do a lot of work to make those things match. We are trying to make it as easy as possible for you to offer that single encompassing solution for your end user in one house. And a good feedback Greg had given me before was, let's, instead of just talking about the product offerings, let's have a conversation about ways to sell the product, right? So, and how to introduce this to your customer. And some of you might be familiar with this concept if you either read books on selling or have just been doing this for a long time organically without even knowing what it is, or maybe went to business school. But this is just a great example of cross-selling. A lot of sales books will have conversations about upselling and cross-selling. And at the end of the day, the idea behind cross-selling is the easiest business to grow is customers you already have that have already established relationships. They know, they like, they trust you. You're set up on terms with them. I was a distributor for 7 years. This was a major emphasis for me. We all have examples of end users that are maybe buying apparel from you, but not hard goods, or vice versa. You might have an opportunity for example, you might have an opportunity for print or maybe some web services. But again, the easiest customer to grow is a customer you already have, right? It's the least expensive customer to grow. So the emphasis on this is cross-selling. And if you're not familiar with the term, cross-selling is the process of offering a customer products that are comparable with the ones they're already purchasing. The main benefits of cross-selling include increased sales revenue, improve customer satisfaction, increase lifetime value through deeper integration in a customer's business. The philosophy I have here is simple. Even if 1 out of 10 customers bite and take this opportunity and they buy additional product from you, that's great. What if it's 5 out of 10? Even better. But even if no one buys, the most important thing of this exercise, in my opinion, is you are offering a solution. You are offering value as a promotional product distributor. You are doing things that are different than your competition, what your e-com competition can offer, right? They don't have that value-added service. You are the expert in the room. You are the individual that is thinking about your end user's business and making them more successful. And more importantly, we're all looking for reasons to pick up the phone, right? We see in my business, we call it dropping in with purpose, right? Where we're coming in, stopping by, and knocking on the door, asking about how their business is, but having a reason to be in the room, right? And saying, hey, look, I was thinking about you when it comes to this. I thought you might be interested in this. What a great opportunity to do so. So most of you are probably familiar with the McDonald's campaign from many years ago of the "Would you like fries with that" campaign. It's probably the most famous cross-selling example in business. It's a case study used over and over again where McDonald's had an emphasis with all their takeout orders. When someone was ordering a burger, they would say, "Would you like fries with that?" And it really became a very popular case study because it worked. It obviously worked. It's priced appropriately and you grow market share very, very quickly. The example I'm using here from HubSpot is, according to a 2022 HubSpot blog survey of more than 500 sales professionals, 74% of salespeople who cross-sell say that it drives up to 30% of their revenue. Again, go ahead, Mary Ellen.
No, I was just going to add one thing. It's interesting how, this is such a good, let's see if I know how to speak. In our insider bulletin this week, we talk about creating brand champions. And through this cross-selling, this slide previous, the quote that you had, in really learning that customer's business, you're going to help to create those brand champions. So it really is a win-win all the way around. You're saving them money and time. They're becoming brand champions for you. We talk about how do you increase sales, get more sales out of current customers or get new customers. ROI, like Scott said, is going to be much better when you can throw in the cross-selling and get that additional revenue.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes you a completely invaluable resource to their business, right? When someone is actively thinking about their business and presenting ideas that your competition just simply isn't doing. This is what separates you from being an order taker, in my opinion. So, and for the first time, we're going to give you a really good assets and collateral to do this very thing. So I'm happy to say that we have 5 brands currently that have crossed over from legacy Alphabroder wearables into the hard goods space. And we're going to review all of them today, starting with one of our private brands, Core 365. So if you're not familiar with Core 365, it is a legacy Ash City brand that we came over when we were acquired by Alphabroder. It is a great brand. It's one of our best selling brands of our 7 that we have. Why this brand does well, a lot of it has to do with colors. We have 12 different colors in this collection. Pricing is going to be your mid-tier price. So I wouldn't necessarily consider Core 365 your C-suite executive, but it is definitely a great product if you're looking for uniforms, because we offer men's and ladies extended sizes for men to 5X, 3X for ladies, with lots of base layer, mid layer, and outer layer pieces in Core 365. It truly is a full encompassing apparel line. So it made a lot of sense for us to offer our first private brand in hard goods would be Core 365. So the 3 products you see here, journal, pen, which are sold separately and together, as well as a drinkware piece, was a great start. These products that you see on this page all have every color in the assortment. Now, to be clear, not every Core 365 product going forward is going to have every color. It'll be really based on inventory, forecasting, etc. But these particular products have every single color. So for the first time, you're going to be able to offer hard goods in those unique colors like lime, acid green, and electric blue, pink, orange. I'll tell you in transparency, the first stock position we had instantly sold out. It was a massive success for us instantly. And I'll tell you, the feedback we got across the board was the product's great. As you guys know, there's plenty of drinkware journals and writing instruments in the marketplace, but it was the colors. It was the color story that really did it for them. They had, for the first time ever, real options in colors. I went to Bowling Green State University here in Ohio. We've got orange, something you don't see all the time, which is exciting. So just a couple of different visuals of how you can pair these products together with our collection. This is our best-selling product, the 88181, as well as some headwear pieces and promotional products, just to show you the spectrum of colors you have in this option. Here's just a couple of different examples of how you can outfit your customers, your end users, with just the Core 365 collection. Again, really trying to reinforce and visualize how in-depth we can now be with both hard goods and wearables. So fortunately, I've got a couple of examples here of AIA branded Core 365 products. Now, I know I look like an overachiever here, and I guess I could take that credit, but in full transparency, we're hosting some of you guys in California here coming up, which is what this is for. It's actually behind me, as you guys can see. So I said, why not show the imagery? And I'm happy to supply this imagery to anyone who's interested, but what you see here is a Core 365 basic polo for ladies, as well as an outerwear piece and a brand new book bag, all from Core 365 AIA branded. And I thought these looked really, really nice. I'm happy with how this all turned out. Also, you're going to see here the men's version of this, your basic polo, basic quarter zip. I'm wearing this quarter zip today, the CE405, and our new jacket, the CE808, as well as our one piece of headwear we have in this collection as well too. So again, just trying to help you visualize what you can do with this brand. And then on top of that too, we're going to have promotional products. So what you see here at the right is all of the current Core 365 hard goods that we're offering. Again, we've got 2 different drinkware pieces, a Triton bottle, a vacuum insulated bottle. We've got a book bag, we have the journal and pen, which are sold separately and combined, and then also a blanket piece. So I think this is a perfect example that you guys can use to your customers of what you can do for their branding. Again, what's great about this is singular brand, comparable colors across the board, full encompassing marketing solution. And we're really excited to offer that. I'll tell you a little secret. This will not be the last. We have much more brands that are interested, not just internally with our private brands, but also some of our retail partners and some of our basic commodity partners that have multiple suppliers in the network. A lot of our brands recognize the obvious value of crossing over into hard goods and offering, again, that full marketing solution. So this is just the beginning of something I think was going to be really special for not just us, but for you to carry on to your end users. So this is your basics, right? This is the Core 365. This is your budget-conscious customer who's looking for quality product, but at an affordable price point. This is where Core 365 is going to find a home. Everything else you're going to see going forward is all going to be our retail brands. So, for example, Under Armour, our premier retail brand, exclusive brand in the marketplace. We've had their apparel line since I've been with the company. What was new last year to us was 3 different drinkware pieces, which you see there at the top right. 2 vacuum insulated, one of them were your traditional plastic bottle, but to no surprise, did exceptionally well. I'm sure you guys have multiple customers at this point for Under Armour that's bought in everything that they can that was in stock, and they're looking for new ideas. And this is a great, example of crossing over, because as much as everybody loves wearables, and they certainly love retail, I have to tell you guys that the retail brands in this industry have exploded over the last 5 years. Mm-hmm. But inventory has been a challenge, not just with Under Armour, but retail brands in general. That has certainly corrected itself. But what's great about having drinkware pieces and hard goods in general is no sizes, right? No sizes. We've done the best we can to partner with Under Armour to make sure that the colors complement each other as well too. So you have wearables that match your hard goods in color. But again, if your customers like retail brands, they're now going to be able to offer that as well in hard goods. Speaking of inventory, I got good word today that we have 7 truckloads coming in the next 30 days for Under Armour. So, I think we all know the challenges that not just Under Armour, but all retail brands have experienced in the COVID era. I think we can confidently say that the worst is behind us in that regard, and more inventory is coming, not just in new styles, but also in bestsellers. So thank you for your patience. We would appreciate your re-engagement in the brand. We've been given confidence from Under Armour that their supply chain has corrected itself, and this era of consistent inventory challenges should be dissipating. So thank you again for your patience there. New to that collection, you're going to see 2 new products on the promotional product side of the business, another drinkware style that's comparable to a shaker bottle. And then you're also going to see a really cool book bag cooler, which I'm very, very excited to have. More is coming here as well too. And everything else you see on this page, new outerwear pieces that are coming to the collection, multiple puffers, water repellent product, that's all coming here very, very soon, which we're excited about. As Mary Ellen mentioned, sustainability was one of the categories we picked for our marketing campaign in March for good reason. I think we can all collectively agree that sustainability is not a trend. It's here to stay. It's an expectation with a lot of customers. The feedback I consistently get from customers is it's mandated. It's mandated in RFQs, RFPs. My generation and younger, this is an expectation. Study after study, poll after poll show people my age and younger, I'm 35, are willing to pay more money to have sustainable product or renewable products. So it makes sense for us to partner with our exclusive partner, eConscious, to add and extend our product line into Hardgoods as well too. So eConscious has been an exclusive partner for us for many years. They were, I would consider, one of the originals in this space. They've always been driven by sustainable products. You're going to see products made with hemp, recycled polyester, sustainable cotton, sustainable practices. So of course it would make sense for us to add promotional products to this space. We have 2 journals, one writing instrument made with hemp and recycled coffee grounds. We have drinkware pieces that are made with recycled plastics across the board. Everything you're going to see from this collection is going to be sustainable materials. To no surprise, instantly we're having success with this product. I highly encourage you to put in front of your customers. I think you'll be very satisfied with the immediate results that you're going to see. We also created a website you're going to see there at the bottom called abprimelineyecare.com. I know it's a mouthful, but there was so many requests from end users to distributors saying, we want to know more information about your sustainability practices with your supply chain. We want proof of this. And it became evident to us that we needed to have a public-facing source for that very information. So your customer should feel very comfortable and confident sending this out if necessary at abprimelineyecare.com. It's going to have all of our information about our mill partners, their sustainable initiative, their compliance information, what we are doing to be more responsible and for the environment with our business practices. That is all readily available on this website. I'm not saying you have to send it, but if it does come up and you're looking for those resources, it is readily available at abprimelineyecare.com. Say that 5 times fast. Columbia. Columbia has been a great partner of ours for a very long time. The brand really does speak for itself. It has a great brand affinity in the marketplace. As I'm sure we all know, we are not the exclusive provider of Columbia wearables in this industry, but we are the exclusive carrier of Hardgoods. So they've been a great partner of offering us a lot of direct from retail product. What you see here on the screen is multiple drinkware pieces, thermoses, multi-tool kits, water bottles. We have slim can coolers, which is great for those like me who is drinking this 0 sugar beverage this afternoon, but also for those that like White Claws and seltzers. That's what that is for. Excited to have those as a partner. Listen, if you guys have customers that are asking for Yeti, this is a great alternative to that. And what's great about that too, is you can see from the examples I've put on this page, you can complement it with apparel. So my suggestion again is if a customer is reaching out and saying, I'm looking for a Columbia piece specifically, first question I'd ask is why? What about the brand excites you? I'm sure they have a compelling reason as to why. Then of course the next question is, have you considered pairing that with a promotional product? Did you know we now have those readily available? The worst thing they can tell you is no, right? So we're excited to have those as partners. This line we anticipate continuing to grow as well too. And lastly, from this collection, Dry Duck. Just like Columbia, Dry Duck is not exclusive to us. There's multiple partners in this space that sell Dry Duck, but what is exclusive to us is Hardgoods. If you're not familiar with Dry Duck started in our industry. Many retail brands start in retail and then they come into our space. Dry Duck originated as the workwear brand for the promotional product industry. They have since adapted a retail presence that has evolved over time, but their start was right here in the industry. Why I say that is because they're building product that is meant to be embellished. I'm sure we've all had multiple examples of customers that are reaching out to you, buying product from retail and asking you to decorate it. It can become complicated for a lot of reasons beyond financials, but more importantly, it's just not built to be decorated. It can cause a lot of complications for your decorator. So it's important to call out that all the product that you see from this collection is built to be decorated. They know what they're doing. They service our industry really, really well, and they're great partners of ours. Of course, Dry Duck is going to be a workwear brand, but more importantly, it's going to be your outdoor brand. If you like hunting, fishing, camping, spending just general time outdoors, Dry Duck is a great brand to sell to your customers. You'll notice from this assortment, we went pretty deep pretty quickly. We have 2 new thermoses in this collection, a great chair that folds up and is packaged, that carrier that you see there to the left of this. And I also want to mention too, just for your guys' knowledge, this is not built to size, right? Obviously, a thermos is not as big as a chair. I just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. It's more for visualization purposes. But we also have a multi-tool kit with a hammer, which I think is super cool. A cutlery set that's available, lanyards, a portable dog bowl. So what you see there when it folds open, it has both dry food and a space for water. And then, of course, 2 thermoses. Again, with all the brands that we've showed today, our emphasis is complementing and matching the existing colors of the wearable products into the hard goods space. So again, offering that full encompassing marketing solution, complementing colors, complementing brands across the board. So this one is exciting. I'm really excited about this. I think it's a really offering in the marketplace. And it gives you guys a really unique opportunity to provide that solution. Now, if you're thinking, by the way, this isn't just meant to be catered towards the outdoors men and women in the marketplace. If a company is doing a retreat and they want to do something that's thematic based on a retreat, this would be a great solution as well too. A camping retreat or a glamping retreat, it still fits that mold quite well. So, and also, whether or not you camp or not, I don't know about you guys, but when I was an outside rep for Alpha, I traveled 60 nights a year and I drove. I keep a multi-tool kit in my car for safety purposes, of course. So it could be completely applicable well outside of just the outdoor marketplace. So again, we've now reviewed 5 different brands. So it was Core 365, Columbia, Dry Duck, Under Armour, and I'm missing one. What's the one I'm missing, guys? I'll think of it and we'll say it out loud eventually because I know there's 5 and I just can't think of it. Apologies. More is coming, as I already mentioned. And fortunately, I can't say who, but I will tell you that we have a lot more coming. There's a lot of conversations happening. This is going to be our go-to-market strategy going forward. And I think you're going to see more and more of this. And even if it doesn't necessarily complement an existing brand, our ideas going forward is, even if they're not the same brand, complement one another. So for example, that Devin & Jones, you're going to see a lot of complementing styles with Lehman. So Lehman is a legacy Primeline brand. Devin & Jones is a legacy Alphabroder brand. We're going to build products that complement each other. So again, it can be sold as that full encompassing marketing solution. But more to come here. We are really, really excited to offer you this as a solution. And lastly, I'll leave you guys with a couple of questions. So if you're thinking to yourself, this is a really great opportunity, I think this will work really well with a couple of my prospects and my current customers, but I'm really not sure how to approach it. Here's some really simple questions. And again, the idea behind here is not necessarily to get a yes or no question, but to get them talking, to give you more information. And I know this is simple, but sometimes by the very nature of working with customers for as long as we do, we stop asking the right questions. So, and I'm guilty of that as well too, 100% guilty of that. So a couple easy ones. When a customer approaches you, like I said, with a Columbia example, the first question I would be asking is, what is this for? Is it an event, customer or employee gift? Is it for a retreat, trade show? Get them talking, give you as much information as possible. That's when that question becomes of, have you considered adding this? How important is brand and color consistency to your marketing campaign? Some might not care at all. Some care a lot. I'm sure we all have a handful of customers that are what I would consider exceptionally particular about their brands. So this could be a really important priority for that company. What a great segue of if they say yes, you've now got solutions you can now offer them. What are some of the unique ways you've used promotional products in the past to market your initiatives? That's a loaded question. It's an open-ended question, and it's intended to be, because if I'm your customer, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. I'm going to go, well, why are you asking? Well, what do you got? What's in the hopper here? And hopefully that will give you guys an opportunity to say, have you considered? And then lastly, I know this is a really easy one, but did you know that we offer promotional products with the same brand? Odds are, because it's new, they don't know that. And what a great conversation starter to reemphasize some of the points we've already made here on the slide. So, and I know I'm repeating myself, but I think it's bears worth repeating. The entire the entire reason for this exercise is you are adding value as the brand champion. That is your separator. This is what's going to help you add value, make you completely necessary for that customer's success. Is they can't do business without you because you're constantly presenting ideas, you're constantly presenting value to them that they're not getting from the order takers in this industry, and there's a lot of them. I mean, clearly, if you're on this presentation, you are invested in your customer success. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So, right, you're already step one ahead of everybody else in that regard. So, I hope from this presentation that it would encourage you and motivate you to pick up the phone, call a customer, and say, "Hey, I just found out some really great information I'd like to share with you about your business. They could be really valuable to you." That's the separator. So, without further ado, that concludes my presentation. I'm going to stop presenting here. Does anybody have any questions for either myself or Ben?
Before we get to questions, I just wanted to add one more to piggyback onto what you're saying. Using the all-in marketing program, just by getting those Google Analytics and seeing who it is that's clicking on your links and opening those emails, what Scott just said are perfect ways for you to pick up the phone when you know they've been looking and ask some of those thought-provoking questions. So it really is great. Yeah, great piggyback on that. All right, questions. And let me open this chat. All right, I guess I'll read the questions. So there you are, Melissa. Melissa, take it away with questions, ma'am.
There aren't any.
Oh, okay.
There's not any questions.
That's okay. Well, hey, Greg.
Hey, what's up, Scotty, Ben? I got one. So exciting that you guys are going to be pairing the PMS codes with the hard goods and the apparel and all that stuff. I think you may have mentioned this, Core 365 being one of the first brands. Is there a plan to pair up more brands on both the hard goods side and the wearables side when it comes to PMS codes?
Yes, there is. Now, and every brand is going to be different in that regard, Greg. Is a good question, especially on the retail side. And it really depends, too, on how it's being sourced. So, for example, the Under Armour and the Columbia product that you see, for example, that's coming directly from their retail channels. So we are not manufacturing on their behalf with like a private label example. So in that case, there might be some inconsistencies, but even for their own initiatives internally, they're going to try to pair that the best that they possibly can to the apparel pieces. Dry Duck, in full transparency, we are manufacturing on their behalf. So we have much more control in that regard. Of course, with Core 365, we're also we're manufacturing as well there too. So they're going to see a lot more consistencies there. But when we're having conversations with the retail partners, for example, we are emphasizing them the importance of that as well too. They lean on us as the experts in this space. So that is the objective. It won't be perfect every time, but that is the overall emphasis of the whole concept. But good question.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks.
That was a softball. Give me a hard one, Greg.
Who's your NBA MVP?
That's a good one. Joel Embiid. Is that a good answer? Anybody else have any questions? Well, I'll leave you with this. For those of you that are going to be joining us in California, we're doing a Bella Canvas tour here in the next couple of weeks. I'm very much looking forward to that. If for those that are attending, I think you're going to be really, really impressed with their cut and sew facility. The focus of this is going to be having the conversation or posing the question of what does USA Made mean to you and what does USA Made mean to your customer? And a very large portion of their production is done in the States. And we just want to educate and really expose that to you to have that conversation with your end user, because if that, when people ask you for, we want product that's made in the United States, that could mean a lot of different things to different customers. It could mean, I want everything in the States. I want portions of it in the States. I want employment in the States. It could mean a lot of stuff. So we're going to be able to expose that to you for the first time. And it is one of the largest cut facilities in the country. I've been there, jaw dropping. It's very, very cool. So I'll have the product behind me with us at that event. I'm looking forward to that. And last, I'll leave you with this. We had a phenomenal year with AIA last year. We had significant growth on both the apparel side and the hard goods side. We very much appreciate your partnership. Thank you for your patience as we rebuilt our business through the COVID era. I think we can all collectively agree from our own experiences, the amount of emails that I get at this point that the worst is behind us and we're moving forward in that regard. But we want to thank you very, very much for the partnership and the incredible growth we experienced last year. So thank you.
Thank you. And there are a few more slots still open for the LA Regional. There are just a couple. So if that is something that you're interested in, the link is in the Insider this week. That came out today. You can also go to Connect and then click right on the LA Regional event. Also, I was able to extend the room block for the hotel until tomorrow, only a 24-hour extension. So get that registration in and you'll be good to go.
Well, thank you all for your time. We really appreciate you taking an hour of your busy schedules to hear this information. And again, AA, thank you guys for the opportunity to even do this. We really appreciate it. It's certainly valuable to us. So thank you.
And thank you, Scott, for partnering up with us this month. We
You bet.
appreciate you all. Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend,
Bye.
everybody. Thank you.